Among the 700,000 square miles that comprise the geographical components that make up Mexico's landscape, you can find a diverse variety of environments and climates. Two-thirds of Mexico's landmass consists of mountains and plateaus, while the other one-third of the geographical landmass consists of beaches, deserts, tropical forests, and fertile valleys. Mexico's dense landscape and fragmented geographical makeup directly contributed to the evolution of the diverse linguistic culture. The language has evolved into what we learn and speak today as Spanish. Linguistic evolution is evident even after 5 centuries after the Spanish conquest. Although a large portion of Mexico's indigenous people came under Spanish control by the 6th century, Indian culture and language has been remarkably resilient. After centuries of recolonization, there are 56 different ethnic groups, making up at least 10% of Mexico's 95 million inhabitants. Anthropologists have recorded an estimated 288 indigenous languages. The Indian cultures and languages have evolved over the decades, giving rise to over 62 different languages and dialects. Pre-Hispanic northwestern Mexico was the origin of a large population of current-day languages. The slow process of replacing Mexico's indigenous languages with Spanish began with the arrival of Spanish forces in the 16th century. In 1992, Mexico amended its constitution to reinforce the nation's multicultural nature by giving the state an obligation to protect and nurture expressions of diversity. On June 14, 1999, the Council of Writers in Indigenous Languages presented Congress with a document entitled Suggested Legal Initiative Toward Linguistic Rights of Indigenous Peoples and Communities, with the goal of protecting linguistic rights of indigenous people, establishing a framework for conservation, nurturing, and development of indigenous languages. The Linguistic Rights Act was passed in December 2002. This ensures linguistic guidelines for the teaching Spanish to English-speaking students, and it's understood as one as being universal. However, if you should travel to Mexico, you should expect to find a wide variety of diverse linguistic cultures and dialects.